Hello Fiona, and thank you so much for joining me on our next episode of Be The Drop.
Thank you for having me here, Amelia.
And I see that you've brought in your item of significance, which is something that connects you with your community. So can you share with us today what that is?
I certainly can. So when you said I need to bring something of significance, like the first thing that popped into my mind was I need to bring my runners. So the Happiness Hunter community is basically built around walking and connection and balance and being together and being with other people and doing stuff that is helping us feel better about ourselves and more connected to ourselves and to each other and to nature. So it's a community that's really built around helping us be happier in our lives, I suppose. And a really key part of that is having a good connection, mind, body, spirit, and walking in nature is one of the best ways you can actually do that.
Now that we know a little bit more about how you're connected to your community, can you then expand on who your community is?
So it sort of started when I went through a pretty, it was a period of my life where I really needed to make some pretty significant changes in the way I was actually living my life. And I really recognised that for me to become healthier and happier within my life, I needed to be connected with good people. I needed to be exercising. I wanted to be giving back in some way. I think true meaning in our lives comes through our service to others.
You touched on the fact that the Happiness Hunter has been in existence for 3 years. Can you talk us through about how long it's taken to gain momentum and to really grow your community?
I think the first walk that really got going was the Fairfield walk, and that's probably been going for about 2 and a bit years. And initially I tried walks monthly, I tried walks weekly, I tried lots of different locations. I knew it was a good idea and I knew it was going to fly, and I knew I just had to hold my ground and keep going with it basically, because it was really shifting mindsets for people. Like, it was a big shift. It's like your kids say it, or at school or childcare or whatever, and I'm saying, come and meet me for a walk at 9:30, we'll walk for an hour and then we'll sit down and have a coffee. That was beyond anybody's ability to cope, but they were able to go to a business networking thing and sit on their ass and eat a pastry and listen to someone talking and share business cards for 2 hours. Like, that the mentality that we have, the mindset we have, that is okay. That's a justifiable thing to do with my time. But actually going out and exercising in nature and having a really nice conversation with people, I can't give myself permission to do that. So there was a really big job for me to do at the start in terms of educating people that this is really important. And I think what started to happen was people were seeing the shift for me personally, and they were seeing the shift that was happening in my life. They were seeing, through blogs and conversations and through my coaching clients and all the rest of it as well. Then obviously we started the podcast, and that had a big help in terms of my confidence and really getting comfortable with this message I was trying to share, because it's really quite confronting for people, and that they would be allowed to do that, make themselves a priority. But I have seen a big shift, I reckon probably in the last year and a half, a very big shift. And the biggest shift has started to happen in November when we launched the first two interstate walks. So it's kind of been like, it was like that for a while. And I just kept going, because I knew in my heart of hearts that I needed to do this. And nothing good comes without a struggle.
Fiona, what has been your biggest challenge in building this community?
I think the biggest challenge for me has actually been about maintaining that faith and really, am I meant to be doing this? Because I used to charge for the walks. There's had been a few different models with the walks, and initially it was a membership thing, and then there was a casual thing, and then I just woke up one morning, and this was actually where there was quite a big shift actually, when I just went, you know what? These walks are free. And there's a business around the Happiness Hunter, but the walks are like the beating heart of the business. That's real true sense of community, because it never sat right with me asking people to pay money to come on a walk. I'm like, the idea of this is that it's free. Like, the whole idea is there's no barriers to anybody entering, and that is obviously formed part of my sales funnel, but that was never kind of the intention. When I had that shift within myself, that was never the intention behind it.
Thank you so much for joining me, Fiona. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I really love what you're doing with the Happiness Hunter. I'd like to conclude today by you sharing with us Fiona's Be The Drop tip, and that's your top communication tip.
Be yourself.
And there was no question there.
You just have to be yourself. Like, just run your own race.
And the rest will follow.
The rest will follow. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Fiona.
Such a pleasure.